Mm. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. This is the Korenna Aster. We are the Answer Astrology community, and I'm Korenna Aster. So I will be sharing with you about the Chinese and Sidereal Astrology today. And we are looking at the 4th of July week. So we're starting on July 2nd and going through the 6th. So we are going to go through what in the Chinese astrology system is going to be the whole month of June. So even though we're into July, we are still in the horse month of June. So I will talk about that briefly, but you may need to go back to my last video or my first June video to get a little bit more. If you want, you can always just listen to the beginning of that to get a little overview of the energies. And that's always a great idea. And as always, I do give Chinese astrology readings, and I would love to share with you either a relationship reading, a personal individual chart, excuse me, natal chart reading, or a mini Chinese astrology reading. So definitely check the link below if you're interested in that. And then, yeah, so like I said, we are still in the energy of June, which is a horse month. I had to think for a minute, the young wood horse month. Yes. And so, um, yeah, so basically we have that, like I said, throughout the rest of this week. We're still experiencing that horse energy with the horse energy of the year. So this is that really fiery energy. And I definitely want us all to be considering and thinking about the heart. Also, I'm going to talk to you about that as a Chinese medicine provider, practitioner. That is my other career. And so I want to speak from that because there is a lot that is going to be coming up for people that have heart imbalances because the horse is ruled by the heart. And then the fire element of summer is also ruled by the heart. And so this is just a time that we need to be thinking about that. And even too much work and having to do too much responsibility can put out the fire. And there are different other things that can happen that can put out our fire, but, really getting disillusioned and, yeah, and, not really keeping a balance with things that help our spirit, help our shen, we call it in Chinese medicine, and so that help us to feel like passionate and feel good. And so when we are starting to feel like something is yeah, like we're lacking our passion or whatever, then that is a good time to look at that. Okay, there's something with my heart. Not in the sense of there's a problem with my heart, but there's something with my fire element that is imbalanced. And so yeah, and so for those of you local, I do acupressure and body work, and that would be a really good way to move that energy and balance it. I actually experienced this imbalance last month, and yeah, and so I got my acupressure, my AMA session. That's a particular kind of acupressure that I do, of AMA, AMMA. But yeah, and then I was like, oh, okay, I'm balanced again, and so yeah, anyway, it's just a good reminder as with all this heat energy of the year, because it's that young fire horse year, and then there's that fire within horse. So yeah, it's just double heat and then triple heat in in this last month of June, or excuse me, this last week of June and during the June month. So uh anyway, hopefully you all are well out there. Definitely, again, people can have more imbalances with the heart. However, another thing to consider, and I know I'm going off on some health tangents, but these are all, the astrology plays into everything. And I believe it was Hippocrates who said that, there shouldn't be any doctor out there practicing that doesn't know astrology. So yeah, so anyway, I know I'm going on some tangents here, but now I'm trying to remember what I was going to say on that tangent. So maybe I'll come back to that. Maybe it wasn't quite as important as I thought. Okay, so anyway, thank you for listening to that. And like I said, when I remember, I'll get back to that. But okay, so yes, we are. on July 2nd, as of today, I'm going to talk about today's energy, but actually, let's see, I'm just trying to remember if I want to give an overview. Yeah, before I jump into the day by day, I want to just give a brief. Um, I mean, a lot of these transits are going to be happening over this whole week, so I think I'll be able to kind of be a little bit more brief in this. Some of these transits are the same that we've been experiencing for the last week. One of the things that we have been experiencing, and I'll be sharing the chart here in just a moment, but we've been having this um, square from Chiron to Jupiter, and so that's been enhancing those woundings. And Chiron is in Aries, and so this is about our first wounds, our original wounds. And so this is something where we're noticing those early childhood wounds. They are being brought up for us to heal. It has been going on since the 24th, so definitely a couple weeks now. And so I know, or a little over a week rather, excuse me. So I know it's been, yeah, a little uncomfortable for sure. Um, but yeah, so again, just with those, woundings, we can find more of that imbalance with the heart and with the fire element. So again, I know I really wanted to say something more about um, the fire element and how to balance that, but there was something else and I can't pick it up right now. So that's okay. So now, yeah, let's go ahead and look at the chart and then we're going to jump into it. And so again, I'm sharing from both the sidereal and the western. So first I'm going to talk about that today is a yin fire ox day. And so the yin fire, again, in this fiery month, in this fiery year, this extra fire. So there's definitely some heat going on today, and it's also a pretty low energy day. So um, that's going to be a little bit tough because of mainly. Um, Let me share with you the transit that I would like you to see. So mainly we have this the square with um, with Saturn and the Sun. And with this, and Sun is also square to Neptune. And so with this Sun square to Saturn, what we are experiencing is more of some difficulty with wanting to get our work done, with like having doubts about ourselves, like having a difficulty making a decision. And then even with this square to Neptune, and we've been experiencing this for a couple days too, by the way. Now the square, excuse me, Sun square to Neptune is also creating this transit makes us so that we are really not feeling like we want to get any work done. We actually, yeah, it was funny because when I researched this initially, it was like people feel like they're allergic to work. So that was, I experienced that yesterday with a client. It was kind of hilarious. Anyway, but yeah, so basically, it could feel like we know we have work to do, but we're just like we're not doing it. And I definitely struggled with getting some things done for a little bit today. And however, the moon is in Capricorn, so we are wanting to get our work done. So we are like kind of like, okay, let's get those practical things out of the way. I had to go do a little UPS thing earlier today, and I couldn't believe the long line of people behind me after I left. I was like, wow, okay, everybody's like, we got to get this Capricorn work done. So we will feel like getting our tasks done, but we may really doubt ourselves or be indecisive or just have, some different hangups. So just know that that is part of today's energy and be gentle with yourself. And again, it's just a pretty fiery day, but it is a day to inspire others. And so that's really beautiful. We could also get a little bit more disappointed today. So just with this horse and ox combination, it can sometimes cause emotional harm, we call it in Chinese astrology. So it can bring about some disappointments or disillusionments. Again, with that square from Saturn to the Sun, we could also be experiencing that. So it's a little bit of a little bit of a difficult day in certain respects. As I talked about in last week's video, we are in the Mercury retrograde. So yeah, if you want, again, go back to that overview. So I talked a lot about Mercury and Venus and Cancer and those specific energies. So you can give a listen in the overview there in the beginning. But yeah, we're gonna, be having this retrograde through the month. It does go direct at towards the end of the month, but we'll still be in that shadow period until early August. So but yeah, I mean, again, I'm not really scared or worried about Mercury retrogrades. Certainly have some little things that come up, but again, it's more like travel related that we need to really kind of be aware of right now. And of course, communication is always a thing that we can be working on, and that I think we all have a responsibility to work on. And me, if you've listened to me before, yeah, I talk in tangent a lot on conscious communication. So something that I teach and I'm pretty passionate about. So yeah. So um we're also like having this beautiful influence of this trine from Jupiter to Neptune, which is also wanting us to just expand this ability to be intuitive, to be dreamy. I was out doing nothing earlier, which was lovely for a little bit on my lunch break. And so I was um, just really tuned in to the breeze and just kind of being and just feeling relaxed and good. And I was like, man, I really got to get back to work, but I don't want to. And then I went and I picked a few things in the garden, and then I was walking and I was like, I'm sensing a snake. And then sure enough, I took another few steps and I saw a snake leaving the garden, and it, had seen me and was just like, oh, moving on, moving on. And so that was really cool that that was heightened, with that Jupiter blessings and that was, being amplified of like, yes, I know that I can trust feeling and sensing a snake now. We have a lot of garter snakes in my garden. So that was a really beautiful thing for me. I love snakes. So it wasn't scary or anything, but yeah, that was very lovely. So yeah, you guys can be very tuned into your intuition today, into dreams, the psychic world realm, and to just basking in nature's bounty and beauty, or whatever else that many mystical, magical experiences that call forth to you. So definitely enjoy those things. I think it's a pretty lovely day in a lot of respects. And so, yeah, if we don't have to work too hard and we don't beat ourselves up, right? Okay, so then moving along to July 3rd, we now come to a Young Earth Tiger Day. And so, yeah, the tiger has a lot of energy and is very passionate. And the young earth really helps it to be a more grounded tiger. And it's just also going to be a very sensual tiger. So, yeah, really strong energy today to do things that are, yeah, just kind of on the home front that are going to it would be a great date day since it is on Friday on the 3rd. If that feels like something that you want to do, I would encourage that. If you want to start a new project today, it could be a really successful day to start something or a new beginning of something. And we have the moon in Aquarius today. So with the sun in Gemini, we have all this air energy. So we are definitely in our mind a lot. We're definitely thinking a lot. We are, yeah, really looking at and moving forward with things and looking at future oriented things. So this is, yeah, a fun day. We are continuing to experience some of this Saturn square the sun and Neptune square the sun. So that is continuing today. So we still could feel a little bit of that laziness, especially the tiger can want to just really enjoy the comforts of cuddling and being at home and being nurtured and loves attention. So give some quality attention to those that you love today, especially with Mercury, excuse me, well, yeah, Mercury and Cancer, excuse me, Mercury and Venus in Cancer. This is a great time to really, give those gifts of affirmation, those, loving words and also like hugs and holding hands with your loved ones if that feels good, or whatever, like I said, cuddles, or if you have a pet, if they can pet that or hold a baby, or yeah, or give yourself a foot massage, put some lotion on yourself, take a bubble bath, those are really beautiful things that we can do with Venus and Cancer to, love on ourselves. And so really hope you enjoy some, yeah, quality time, maybe for yourself tonight. Again, I talked about this in my last video, but maybe getting out and doing some things that would be not necessarily like where you have to be super social and talkative. I mean, again, the moon is in Aquarius, so we'll feel more talkative, but we have this, debilitated Mercury in Cancer with retrograde. So this would be a better time to go experience a sound bath or, go do some breath work or something like that with some friends. So um, anyway, whatever you choose to do, enjoy that. And let's see if there was any my printer was having issues, so again, Mercury retrograde, thank you. But that's okay. So I'm trying to remember my notes and gonna just check. Oh, so yes. So yeah, I couldn't print out my notes, so I have to just look here and okay, so we do have the moon conjunct Rahu today. So again, all of that said that I just shared is true. And we could be having some difficulties today with feeling very emotional. Again, this Chiron is still squaring Jupiter. Unfortunately, that is not going away quite for a little time here. But this Rahu conjunct the moon will be today and then tomorrow, and then we'll be over it. But it can definitely make us a little bit more emotionally volatile. So just be very careful with your thoughts and your words, and just know that you could just feel really, yeah, negative and or overreactive. And so that's why I'm just saying, yeah, be very careful about what you end up saying. So um, and especially because this is in opposition to Venus. And so, again, we can be more reactive in relationships, and that could, cause some things to go very awry. So, so now that I'm saying all that, I'm like, well, that'll be interesting if people do go on a date. So, hopefully, yeah, there's like some really positive influences and then some not so positive. It really is going to depend on your individual astrology, how that's going to turn out, and your free will and choices. So make some great choices today to take that pause, take that deep breath, say, I'm going to have to talk about this later if you feel upset, and leave the room. And yeah, just be the better person. Be forgiving. All this beautiful Cancerian energy of Mercury and Venus and Jupiter in Cancer, we could be really forgiving right now. We can be really kind. We can be really compassionate. So let's be our best selves. We should always be like that, but we definitely have those beautiful influences to assist us. So, and we come to July 4th, and it is our nation's 250th anniversary. So that is pretty fascinating. There are other astrologers that have done lots of great videos for the 4th of July solar return that you can go find. I am not there yet. Someday I'll be sharing those as well, but we continue to have the moon in Aquarius. So again, we could be feeling pretty talkative, pretty in our head. And again, with this moon conjunct Rahu, we could be experiencing some emotions, and just, yeah, it could be just a little bit challenging. So again, finding some things to nurture yourself and do something good for you. And also what we've been experiencing, as I talked about in my last video, is this Mars and Uranus conjunct in Taurus. Now, yesterday we actually, on the 3rd, we did have that exact conjunction. I should have talked about that then, but anyway, it's almost exact today. We're going to be slowly getting away from this, but I mean, there's some really good things about this, but I want to share a little bit more, because I did share before that, yes, we're going to have some shocks, we're going to have some surprises. This could have to do with more like our food system. This could have to do with innovation. This could have to do with technology. This could have to do with money and yeah, so systems that have to do with any of those sorts of things. And uh, yeah, I mean, there's so many different innovative, different things. Doesn't have to be even to do with technology. Could be to do with some very risk-taking adventures of some kinds that we'll see some shocks around, possibly. Again, it's just kind of hard to say, but we are kind of undergoing this whole thing. I don't know exactly when things will land, but we, may see some things on the 3rd, maybe more likely, or the 4th, or shortly after. I mean, it is the weekend, so uh, whatever things are transpiring, maybe we'll show up more in our life after this. But I do believe that we may have some cause for some turbulence also, depending, on how things go. I am, always rooting for the collective to take that higher timeline. And I believe that we are, and we have been, and we will continue to. But, um, there are definitely some forces that are wanting to keep us on some lower vibration energy. And I am not willing to play that game personally, but, you know, uh, yeah. Anyway, those are going to continue. We do have this beautiful conjunction of Mercury and Jupiter in Cancer. And so with this lovely conjunction, we are going to, again, even though Mercury is retrograde, we are just going to feel really a lot about communicating in a loving and kind and beautiful way. So I think we're really going to want to still be pretty talkative with the sun in Gemini, and the moon in Gemini, or excuse me, the moon in Aquarius. So um, maybe, if you like to write, you may be inclined to do a lot of writing, or if you are a speaker, or yeah, so any of those kinds of things, this would be a great time to be doing that. If you feel so inclined, like automatic writing would be beautiful. If you like to write poetry, that could be really enhanced. Like, um, yeah, any of that would be a beautiful opportunity and invitation. And yeah, so let's see what else that also, whatever these transformations that are happening are really ones that were fated to happen. I mean, there is some transformations happening with this Mars and Uranus conjunct that are trying to Pluto. And so I think it will be some really positive cutting edge ideas and things coming forth that hopefully will help us in terms of, yeah, our food supply and uh, being nurtured, and yeah, again, things to do with money. And so we'll see though. Yeah. So there could be, that shows me some really positive energy there that is really lovely. Now, the other big thing that we have today is that Venus moves into Leo. And so what I love about Venus and Leo is that when Venus is in Leo, it's like we love to uh, show people more affection. And so that those acts of physical touch is something that Venus and Leo love to do. Or or again, it could be words of affirmation, but they love to hold hands. They love to express, that they really appreciate you. They really like you. They're gonna do these little, or it could be even an act of service, right? But they're very showy about it. It's like it's more seen on the external. So again, we may have our loved ones be like more likely to give us a kiss uh, in public if it was a partner, right? Or if, yeah, again, holding hands or something like that is very Venus and Leo. So anyway, those are kind of fun to have those showy ways of affection, and we can certainly make a point to do that. But I think naturally those things will just occur. So, but yeah, if you feel so inclined to do that and share those things with loved ones, and yeah, maybe just even if you aren't really normally a hugger, maybe hugging more or something could be really nice for you. And I'm just seeing what else here, because like I said, again, we're just continuing to have a lot of the same transits that I talked about in the last few days. So those are continuing. And otherwise, the energy of the Chinese astrology energy of July 4th is a Yin Earth Rabbit Day. So this is an energy that is a little bit complicated too. It is definitely, we may feel a little cautious. We may feel a little bit like being homebodies a little bit more, possibly with some of this energy. I know, of course, it's the 4th of July, so many of us will be going out and being with families or friends to go watch fireworks or barbecues or whatever you may be doing. But, and I think we're going to receive some really nice things, whether it's compliments or gifts or different things like that is part of the energy of today. But yeah, it could also just feel like we might be stuck between a like I want to go out but I don't want to. And so I think just honoring that when Mars is in Taurus, it is more debilitated, so we don't have as much energy. It doesn't have like that warlike energy, which is great that that is more softened, but then it also can create a little bit more of like a lack of discipline too for doing things like our workouts maybe, but yeah, so the cat rabbit just could feel a little bit scattered and or kind of like that rabbit that like running this way and then it runs back that way. It's like which way do I go? What do I do? So you may feel a little bit like that today with that moon and Rahu. So again, being really gentle with yourself. And then we're going to come to July 5th, and I should have said I want to end actually with a July 4th on the note of get out and do your earthing. I haven't said that yet in this video. I talk about that a lot, but that is just so important for all of us. So yeah, take that time to get your feet on the earth, your hands on the earth. Like a lot of people walk around with their shoes on. So this is important to connect us back to nature, to our natural selves. It is amazing how quickly we can feel calm and collected and ourselves again once we do that. And so that is just important to remind ourselves, because even if you do it all the time, there might just be that day you forget and you're like, what is wrong with me? So this is your reminder. Okay, so July 5th, now we are on a young metal dragon day. Okay, so this is going to be a very powerful day for visions, for also doing something with a great precision. So whatever that big project is, you're going to want to do it with gusto, with exacting precision. And yeah, just know that again, we don't have to be perfect, and also that you can sometimes ask for help. But yeah, this could be a really great day to start a project or to get something out into the world, into the open. So definitely, yeah, see yourself taking flight with whatever that is that you are working towards and doing. And again, this moon continues to be in Aquarius today. I believe it goes into Pisces at the very end of the day. Let me check my notes on that. Yep, but it won't be till nighttime, so we don't have to. Oops, I'm losing the screen. There we go. Okay, so yeah, and so luckily the moon and Rahu are no longer conjunct, so we don't have to worry about that emotional energy that was more volatile, and so that will be a nice reprieve. Again, we still continue to have some of those aspects I talked about earlier in the week, so you may want to go back to the past days to hear about that, because those are all just kind of culminating throughout the week. And yeah. Yep. So those are, yeah. And so I guess, yeah. And then I can't remember if I talked about this at the very beginning of the video. I did talk about it last week, but we are continuing with this Jupiter and Pluto opposition. So, I may be repeating myself, but I think I forgot to mention it in this video. So this could have us wanting to be in a little bit of power struggles or feeling just a little bit too important. We could get very ego driven if we're not careful. So be very careful with this energy that, yeah, you are staying humble. I think that's really important. And then that is pretty much it. So we do have the last thing though that I didn't take notes on, but I'm seeing it now, is that we do have Venus and K2 conjunction. And so we may be looking at things from the past about our relationships. We may be, especially with this Mercury in Cancer going retrograde, we're already going to be thinking about past relationships a little bit more likely. So that is something that we could be thinking about, uh, how we've been in the past, and so that will be something that we're reflecting on, and that will be helping to continue to heal us with those original wounds. So that will definitely be coming up, and so you could feel a little bit more introverted today with that energy, even though, again, Moon in Aquarius, we tend to want to we'll want to be in our head a lot and a little more talkative with the Sun in Gemini. And yeah, so we'll be in Gemini season for just a little bit longer. But yeah, so let's see. I think I said everything for July 5th. Okay, yes, moving along to July 6th. So we come to the beginning of the work week. So we are on a Monday. Remember, I am starting my videos typically on a Tuesday, or has been lately a Wednesday or Thursday, and that's okay. I am giving myself grace. I am happy to be here. But yeah, so here we are at Monday, July 6th, and I'm really wanting to just kind of end on the end of the June horse month. Okay, because tomorrow on July 7th, for that next video, I will be talking about the new energy of the goat, the wood goat energy of July that will begin on the 7th. So before I get to that, on the 6th, we have a yin metal snake day. And so I think we're going to feel a lot of energy around wanting to feel beautiful, wanting to get our words of affirmation, wanting to use our charm, wanting to kind of get things planned out in a very neat and tidy way. Could be a great day to finish up a project today. And yeah, there'll be some really high energy, and yeah, I think we could receive some really lovely compliments, and just the snakes can be, yeah, just such a lovely energy. But there could be some insecurities also arising on a day like today, possibly. And with that moon in Pisces, we could be feeling a little bit of more emotional. And so again, we could just have a little bit more of this ongoing square of Chiron to Jupiter continuing to show up for us in this Jupiter-Pluto opposition. So just again, being gentle with yourself. However, the moon is trine to Jupiter today. So I think we will feel an overall bestowing of blessings of just feeling, again, that self-love and love for everybody. And so, yeah, we have all this energy in Pisces and Cancer as of, this day. So a lot of water energy. And so that's going to kind of help temper this ending to our June month with the horse energy. So kind of balancing out. I mean, water can put fire out. So again, making sure that our heart is feeling full and balanced, and that we are feeling inspired, passionate, like, having that love for everybody else and not feeling distraught and sad about people in the world. And if you are, then I would definitely recommend getting some Chinese medicine. All right, so yeah, I think everything else is pretty much the same aspects as I've been talking about already from the last few days. So again, just going back to those energies again, if you want to learn more. And yeah, if you want to, again, get a Chinese astrology reading with me, I would love to share that with you. And I am also leading a vision quest the weekend of July 10th through the 12th. And so if you have a need to just be in nature and be quiet and honor of yourself and just really finding some quietude in your life, it's so important. I was able to learn how to talk to trees because I spent so much time hiking alone, excuse me. And it's something that I love to teach and just help people, guide them in a place where they can feel safe in the woods, in the mountains, where or the desert. This time of year, it's the mountains typically, where we can, yeah, be in the shade and also just get answers from our higher self, from nature. You're fasting on water the whole time. This is something I lead people through with the four directions, and yeah, it's a really powerful way to get insights that it's your own answers. And I love that because sometimes we want to go to other people to get our answers, but nobody else has the answers for you. You have all the answers you need inside of you. Every time that I've had to make a major decision in my life around like a new career, something that I need to change in my life, like, yeah, just how to make that pivot. That I've gone on a vision quest to help me to see, okay, what is, where am I not seeing things? What is it that I am not willing to look at? And then the answers come to me, and they come through nature, they come through the dream time, they come through just whatever percolates up. Sometimes it can come up before a vision quest or afterwards, but yeah, so I just do these really short vision quests. They are really powerful. I'd love to be of assistance to you. I'll be leading those through the next few months. So there'll be one every month. And so I would love to support you. And again, thank you for being here. And let me know again, or not again, but let me know where you're from. Let me know your thoughts, what you're feeling, what you're noticing. And I appreciate you. And thank you for liking this. Thank you for subscribing. And please share with a friend. And I will see you again next week. So see you soon. Bye for now. And